So we are the Nigerian team executing the project in the country, and we are organizing this workshop as a kind of validation of the study that we have conducted. We have gone out to conduct the study, we have come back with our findings and want to present to you, listen to the findings, identify the gaps, and make your insights in a way that will enhance our findings and report. So this morning I have my team with me. They are around working behind the scenes. Some are here. With me in my team, Dr. Aminu Oluwaseun. Then I have Busola Oluwajugbe. I have Ayodepo Oluwaseun, particularly, no more particular doctors. He's not around. He has to travel to attend a conference outside the country. Then I have Ridwan Kolawole. All of these are my research assistants. My name is Babatunde Ojebuli. I'm the principal investigator for the Nigerian country. I'm a lecturer at the University of Ibadan, Department of Communication and Language Arts. Representing the founder and the coordinator of the project are two gentlemen from Kenya. They are here with us. They are the ones that are directing everything. If they say no, I won't be able to do anything. They are the gatekeepers, the Alpha and Omega over there. So I have here Mr. Joel Otieno from Kenya. Joel, yeah, please help me to acknowledge him. And I have another gentleman that's as black as I am. That's Jim Cartage. We call him Jim Carter. That is full name. He told me the story. You have to shorten the name because it was too long when he was doing his registration. So from there, they shortened the name to Jim. The two of them are the engine room of PASGR in terms of research. They are the one coordinating our research activities. And they have come all from Kenya to be part of this workshop. So I welcome all of you, and I welcome all our stakeholders. Some of us were part of the previous one that we had about 2 years ago, December 2021. That was when we wanted to start this project. We call it Inception Workshop, where we activated the program. You came here, we shared our objectives with you, we shared our instruments with you, you looked at them, you made impact, and some contributions that enhanced those instruments. And we promised you that we will go to the field to go and listen to the youth, what they will say. And after listening to their voices, we will come back here to report to you. So that is what we have done. We have gone to the field, we have collected data. And today, what we are going to do is to present our findings to you. You listen to our findings, and then you make contribution. The proposition of this workshop is a bit different from the first one. The first one was dominated mostly by stakeholders from government agencies, NGOs, but today we have a mixture of the two. We have the stakeholders from government, NGOs, and then we have the youth from formal and informal sector, self-employed, students, and government workers. So we want to listen to you because this is about you. The project is about the youth. And if we don't listen to you, or you don't listen to us to know what we have collected, we don't know whether what we have done is right or not. We want to validate. We want to listen to you to talk. That's why you are here. So we recognize everyone. We thank you very much for being part of this. We don't have enough words to thank you for what you have done for us. And we are looking forward to an exciting moment or exciting sessions, because we are going to have different sessions where people will have to contribute. I want to especially recognize the presence of the Senior Special Assistant on Student Affairs to the Oyo State Governor, in the person of Mr. Victor Olojede. He is representing the governor, and he's going to speak to the youth this morning. The governor has messages for us, and the message will be brought to us by Mr. Victor Olojede. Olojede has been wonderful. He has been a very useful person to us. He was my student Department of Communication and Language, and has been a good ambassador of the department. We are proud of Victor. God bless you. So before we go on, I will quickly give us the project background so that we are familiar with what we are. Why are we doing this project? What have we done? Why are we here? I just want to give us a quick background. Why did PASGR and MasterCard have to commission this project? Why must we have this type of project? So I'll give us a background, the project itself, the study, and then where we are here. Background. Look at the background. What really motivated this study was because of different issues that are in Africa. We see them in Africa. Africa is a continent that has a lot of problems. If you want to be sincere with us, there have been a lot of continued and rapid growth in the youth population in Africa, and this youth population has created a kind of challenge, a challenge to government and development partners. One of such challenges that the explosion in the youth population has created is how to provide opportunities for the youth to make them live what we call dignified and fulfilling, to have dignified life and to get fulfilling work and the life that is meaningful to them, decent lives. So because of this explosion population, it is becoming difficult for government to provide all this one, how to make people acquire dignified and fulfilling work and to live decent lives. The youth are useful. They have potentials and they have agencies that can make government to move into one direction or the other. However, in spite of this known agency and potential of the youth, they have been negatively described or tagged by government, by agents. For example, we have different tags for the youth across Africa. It's not about Nigeria alone. We have something like helpless victims caught in their own circumstances. That is how we have described the youth. We also call the youth irrational risk takers, that they take risk irrationally. We call them a burden on the government. And we also call them Yahoo addicts. And you know that this one is peculiar to Nigeria. I'm sure they will be doing that in other countries too. And in Nigeria, we call the youth lazy lots. If you remember our former president, where he described Nigerian youth as what? As lazy. These are different tags that have been given to the youth. Apart from this negative framing or tagging of the youth, they are not also engaged or included in finding solutions, sustainable solutions to their own problems. They have problems, but they are not engaged. Government just leave them, they will make policy and dump on the youth. Youth are not part of it. And because of this, the youth have become a kind of apathetic. They are indifferent. They don't have interest in what government is doing because they are not part of what government is doing. So if you make policies for us as youth, and we are not part of the policy making process, why do you want us to be involved? So they are apathetic, they are indifferent. Therefore, because of this, most of the policies of government are not working. They are not effective because government is not adopting what we call a bottom-up approach, where you involve the people that you want to give development program to. You let them know, you know what they feel, what they want, before you go and make policies for them. Government is imposing policies on the youth, and the policies have become ineffective. Irrespective of the country-specific realities that we have identified, the youth across African countries continue to face some challenges. And some of these challenges are unemployment, underemployment, informality, and uncertain futures. Youths are not certain of their futures. They don't know what will happen to them tomorrow. And that is what is happening in Nigeria. We have this Japa syndrome. They are moving out of the country because they don't know what will happen tomorrow. Some people that have properties are selling and going out. So they are facing a lot of problems because of a lot of challenges that are coming their way. And to survive this, the youths have engaged in a lot of survival strategies, like engaging in insecure and risky jobs, undignified jobs, and traveling out of the country or engaging in some unholy ventures. So in such context, that is embedded with cultural norms and differences in coping strategies, we have evidence that young women, if you compare to men, are disproportionately affected. They are more affected than the young men. Meaning that when we are looking at the problems we have highlighted, young women are more affected than young men. So that is why studies must make sure that we take care of all these gender nuances, that we take care of the peculiarities of the gender. And we did that in our study to get the voices of the young men and the young women to know their peculiarities in terms of how they are coping with the strategies. The COVID-19 pandemic also compounded the problems. And in Nigeria, it is not just COVID-19. We had problems of insecurity. So given the background that I've mentioned, the Partnership for African Social and Governance Research, PASGR, in partnership with MasterCard Foundation, commissioned a multi-country research in 2021 to find solutions to some of the problems facing the youth. And the 7 countries where these projects are going on simultaneously are Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda, Ethiopia, Ghana, our own Nigeria, and Senegal. So we have 7 countries. They have been going around 7 countries. It's our turn today. After leaving this place, they are going to another country, and we'll go to Kenya as the final country. So the study was commissioned, and we started it. The study adopted what we call research approaches. It's a mixed method of qualitative and quantitative. We use survey, a nationwide survey, across the country, the zones of the country. We went to the north, to the east, to the south, to the southwest. We collected data from all parts of the country through sampling technique, scientific sampling technique. We used focus group discussion. We used KII, that is key informant discussion, and some other qualitative methods. From the lenses of gender and social norms, the study explored some core areas, and these core areas are youthhood and aspirations. We try to look at what is youthhood. How do the youth see youthhood? How do they see themselves as youth? And then we look at the aspirations. What are the things they want to achieve? What are the things they want to get? What they want to be in future? We look at youth's perspective on dignified and fulfilling work. What do the youth call dignified work? What do they call fulfilling work? How do they define it? It may not be the way we see it. So we wanted to see how the youth will describe that, and we are going to give us findings on that today. We also looked at barriers to youth aspirations. As they want to be what they want to be, what are the challenges facing them? We looked at that, and then we also explored youth resilience and adaptability strategies. They have challenges. How are they coping? How resilient they are in coping with these challenges? How can they adapt when they find themselves in the context of challenges? Those are the things that the study tried to explore, and we don't find this for them. So why Nigeria? Why should Nigeria be included in the project? As we know, as Nigerians, we know that Nigeria will never take last. In terms of the positive and the negative, Nigeria has everything. And if you are talking of Africa, that want to do something for Africa, Nigeria is not there. You know it is not complete. So Nigeria possesses some compelling and unique attributes that nobody that wants to give meaningful policy in terms of a youth-specific policy will ignore. They cannot ignore Nigeria because of our unique attributes. For instance, Nigeria is one of the most vulnerable African countries whose youth were believed to have been seriously affected by insecurity and the COVID-19 pandemic. Not only that, Nigeria has a population of about 26 million people, and out of these 26 million people, the youth constitute over 70%. So if the youth is about over 70% of the population, and you want to do a project that is focusing the youth You cannot neglect a country like Nigeria, whose population is predominantly young people. Then the large population, mostly between 15 and 35 years, are faced with the highest rate of unemployment, and this employment is amounting to about 64% of the total national unemployment. So if you look at people who are not employed in Nigeria, the youth constitute about 64% of this, according to Imbogo 2021 and Odell 2021. This situation has been further compounded by the challenges of insecurity, Boko Haram, banditry, kidnapping, and COVID-19. So Nigeria is a peculiar setting. Apart from this, Nigeria government has been enacting some youth-specific policies and programs that have far-reaching impacts in terms of job creation, in terms of social welfare, and political participation. This situation has presented some opportunities and challenges regarding youth aspirations, resilience, adaptability in their quest for dignified livelihood, especially in the post-COVID era. So the situation requires a kind of country-specific research. We cannot just say, okay, this is how Nigeria is behaving when we just lock everybody up. That is why PASGR and MasterCard selected different countries as a kind of representative of Africa. So Nigeria was selected to have a country-specific evidence that policymakers will use to address the challenges facing the youth. Therefore, the inclusion of Nigeria in the 7-country study on youth aspiration is not a misplacement. So, in the next session of this workshop, we shall present the findings of our study. We will listen to our findings from Nigeria so that you can help us to identify the gaps that we think we did not cover, and then you provide your insights that will help us to validate our findings and enhance the report that will be submitted to the funders. So I thank you very much for listening to this program, and as we move on, I'm sure that we are going to have an exciting moment. Thank you very much.